Hello guys, it's Velvet Bunny and I'm here with the final part of the chair tutorial. I was originally going to make this a 3-part video, but because there was a lot of repetition with the layout of the popsicle sticks and gluing it on, I decided to make this the final part. Okay, so let's jump right into the video, and the first thing you see me doing is cutting up the rounded ends of the popsicle sticks. And you can do this now or you can cut while working on the chair. It's all up to you on what is easiest for you, or the best way. But for me, I found it was a lot easier to cut about 3 packs worth before I started to glue them on. Alright, so after hours of cutting, it's time to work on the seat part, and as you can see here, I already finished and sanded one side just to save some time, because you'll be doing this exact same thing on the other side. And it's pretty simple, so just watch closely to what I'm doing and you'll get it right away. I just dry fitted each row of popsicle sticks, meaning I didn't put any glue on the seat base, and while the sticks are in place, I drew guidelines on each one to know where I need to cut. But I made sure when I'm drawing my lines to draw them away from the edge of the seat base, because when cutting the popsicle sticks, sometimes it will split in random areas. Then you're going to glue them into place using the E6000 glue and continue doing that for the rest of the seat base. Okay, so when you reach the end of the seat base and you're tracing the curve like what I'm doing here, when you're trimming the stick, make sure to cut away from the line that you drew, because when you're cutting up the middle of the popsicle stick, it is actually going to split, so be careful. Once the entire seat base is covered, let that completely cure, meaning give it a good 24 hours before moving on to the next step, which is the sanding part. Now, I didn't show myself doing that in this video because I need to be outside my apartment to do that, and I didn't really want to carry any camera out there. But again, once it's completely cured, you will need to sand the ends of the seat base to get it nice and smooth. Now that the seat base is finished, it is time to glue it onto the chair part, but to figure out where you need to glue, you will need to get your knee bent to ankle measurement again. And from the bottom of the chair body base going up, put a mark that is that measurement. Then draw a straight line going across, and then you will need to find the center of that line and put a mark there as well. You would also need to find the center of the curved part of the seat base and put a mark there as well. Now you will need to put a generous amount of E6000 glue along the curved part, match up the center marks, and while wrapping the chair body base around the seat base, make sure that the line that you drew is in the center of the curved part of the seat base. Make sure it is nice and smooth and there is no gaps between the seat base and the chair body base. Now you need to hold like this for about 10 minutes or until when you move your hands away it will no longer fall apart. After holding for about 10 minutes or so, put it aside to completely cure. Okay, so it's the next day and now it's time to glue the sticks onto the chair body base. I did the same thing here that I did for the seat base. I dry fitted each row, draw a line on the sticks that I need to cut. Then I lay those sticks to the side in the order I'm going to glue them in so I don't confuse myself. Apply the glue on the seat base and finally put the popsicle sticks on the glue, and I repeated this for the rest of the chair body base. But when you're working on the back of the chair, you would want to work in sections, meaning do a third of the chair and let that sit for 2 to 3 hours, then continue on to another third of the chair and let that sit for another 2 to 3 hours. Then do the final part of the chair back base and let that sit for another couple hours. Doing it like this would have made sure that when you're working on the inner part of the chair body base, you wouldn't damage or move any of the popsicle sticks on the outer parts. Alright, so now the outer curve is finished, it is time for the inner curve of the chair. And again, you're going to glue the sticks the same way that you did on the outer parts. Like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of repetition while making this chair. So now that the top part of the chair is finished, you can now work on the bottom part. When you have completed gluing all the sticks onto the chair, you can put that aside to cure overnight. Once the glue on the chair is completely cured, all you need to do now is sand the ends and fill in any gaps that you might have. I wanted to experiment a little and use wood filler this time instead of the glue, but after a while the spots that I used the wood filler started to crack. So I would recommend that you use the white E6000 glue for this because it not only adds extra strength to the chair, but it wouldn't crack like the wood filler did for me. Alright guys, this is how the chair looks when it's completed. As you can see, Victor sits comfortably on the chair and there's enough room from the side of his legs to the armrest. I also forgot to mention, after you fill in the gaps with the glue and it dries, you can either use clear varnish like I did or paint it. So that concludes this tutorial. I hope this answered all your questions on how I made this chair, and I really hope that you guys give it a shot. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!